You know, every once in a while, I take a look around me and I wonder, just where in the heck have I landed? It's the Sometimes Vlog! And it's a vlog that happens sometimes, and this right here is a Conseil d'Etat, which I think means the Council of State, which is, I think, some sort of very high-level legal office of the government of France that was set up in 1799 by Napoleon Bonaparte to replace the King's Council. And these guys advise, like, the President of France and do crazy stuff. And I don't think they're like the Supreme Court, but I think they kind of like do other things that are sort of crazy like that in the government. And wow! Welcome back, everyone, to Paris. It's a vlog that happens sometimes. On the other side of the, let's see, the Palais du Royal, so the Royal Palace, question mark, of France over here, where the Council of State is the place of the Royal Palace, and across this little courtyard, which is called a place. I'm really confused by French and the French language, and I'm exposing my ignorance because I don't speak any French, and I can't pronounce anything in French either. Is this the Museum of the Louvre? The Musée du Louvre. The Louvre, the famous Louvre, the one that last time I was in France, we looked at the, what's it called, with the smiling and the lady, what's her name? Lisa, huh? The lady Lisa, Mona Lisa. We looked at the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo in there, and I am headed back into the Louvre today, but I wanted to stop right here on my way from the train station, which I popped up from that little train station right there, and take a look around. Okay, not only do we have the Royal Palace here in the Council of State, but we have this little area over here, over on the Rue du Rohan over there, which I thought was kind of cool for you Tolkien fans. There's a Rohan Street in France. Look at all the Frenchiness. All I could think of is how we were in Epcot about 2 weeks ago or so, maybe less than that, looking at France in Epcot, and now I'm here in the real France, once again in Paris, looking at all the little details and things, and the French pigeons. Oh, bonjour, bonjour, Mr. Pigeon. Oh, bonjour, pigeon. Please come back. Please, monsieur. Oh, he doesn't like me. He knows I don't really speak French. Oh, bonjour, monsieur. Okay. Looking at all the little details here, like look at this trash can, how French, and look at this light pole with the lion heads on it, how French, and look at that guy. You're gonna see a lot of people dressed very weird in the background because this is apparently Fashion Week in France, and when I got off the plane at Charles de Gaulle Airport here in Paris, there were actually this really nice lady in front of me who was talking to me and said, see, look at this lady over here getting her picture taken. Fashion Week, you see what I'm saying? She was saying something like, oh, first time in Paris, with a weird accent, and I was like, oh no, I've been here before, I'm just going to Disneyland, haha, just being nice. And then 2 seconds later, the paparazzi was taking all these crazy pictures of her, and then my friends are forwarding me pictures of me in the tabloids, and some crazy Victoria's Secret model who's here for Fashion Week, and I think this lady's here for Fashion Week. Everyone's here for Fashion Week. Everyone's fashionable but me. Everybody knows what's going on but me. Everybody would know what this is and would know things about the French Revolution and other French stuff but me. But I'll tell you one thing I know. I know a little bit about this. Look at this. Le Louvre des Antiquaires. The reason I'm standing over here and not standing over there by the giant glass pyramid of the Louvre or in front of it or taking a peek at the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, or the Champs-Elysees, which we looked at last time in the vlog, which is only 2 months ago. So if you go back on this channel, you can see a couple of my other videos from Paris, and I gotta keep this short. I am standing in this weird side courtyard over here, in this weird little square, to look at this building right here, Le Louvre des Antiquaires. And this was an antique mall a few years ago. In 1975, this old building in here was gutted and rebuilt inside into this giant antique mall. It's now been gutted again in 2015 and being turned into like a luxury mall here, right next to the Louvre, right here by the Royal Council of the State thing over here that's important that Napoleon did, and it replaced king things and it started democracy, and it's really important. It's this crazy building, and this building right here used to be the Hotel du Louvre. Actually, if you look really, really carefully right here, you can see very faded right here above these windows, it actually says Grand Hotel du Louvre. Now behind me over here is the modern Hotel du Louvre, and they actually look really similar. Like look at that and look at that. This one's a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. And you look at this, and you look over here at this. They look pretty much the same. But the reason why it's important not to get them confused if you're me is this right here is a bucket list location for me. I, as you know, or maybe you don't know if you're new to me, but I am a huge, massive Mark Twain fan, and my favorite book of all time is his book published in 1869 of the 1867 Quaker City excursion, which was basically the first big tour of American people on a steamship. They came over and they toured all around Europe. Mark Twain stayed at this very hotel in 1867. In 1892, Mr. Twain stayed right here. That's right. America's most famous author got his start by writing his first book, The Innocents Abroad, which was a hilarious travel book about his journeys through Europe and the Holy Land in the 1860s. So this is quite a while ago. And Mark Twain himself stayed inside of this very building. It would be easy to confuse it with the modern version of the Hotel du Louvre because the old one went out of business and then moved across the street later. But this giant thing has been totally gutted. There's no way to go and see Mark Twain's room that I know of. I went inside and there's all these dismal hallways and stuff like that, but I walked through those archways, which no doubt Mr. Sam Clemens himself walked through. I have been to his birthplace, I have been to his boyhood hometown, I've been up and down the Mississippi River in various locations, and this is one that I didn't even think to look for last time I was here, and that was to check off the bucket list that I walked into a hotel that maybe one of America's most famous sons. I would say, other than maybe George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Mark Twain might be one of our most famous historical personages who stayed right here in this very hotel. Pretty crazy. I don't want to dwell on it too much. For me, that's really insane. I highly recommend the book, The Innocents Abroad. The Innocents Abroad. Not Innocents with C-E, but T-S. The Innocents Abroad. He stayed right there. Mark Twain stayed in that very hotel. Do you hear that? Do you hear how French sounding that is? Okay, we can move on from there and go past it, I believe. I took the train here from Disneyland Paris and it only cost about €8. So if I'm lucky, it only cost me about 16 bucks to go to and from the Louvre and then back to Disneyland Paris. Look at that building right over there. The Louvre des Antiquaires. I cannot pronounce anything French. Anyway, I popped out from one of these crazy underground stations here, past stepping over crazy homeless people and walking around all these fashionable people. It's really crazy. You got the Fashion Week people here and rich people walking around with their Gucci and Armani and Prada and crazy stuff. And then you've got like street bum people, and then you have people like me who are just weird, and then all kinds of people with cameras and stuff. Because there's all kinds of tourists and people who have legitimate things to do. And look at this, there's all these like little booths and things and train stations and little French, press. I'm guessing that's a newsstand right there, both because I saw the magazines in it and because of the shape of it. Well, I'm just going to stop and hold the camera a little more steady so you can see all these little details. Now, how does this France compare to our beloved Epcot, France? I would say, other than the insane traffic, these people have no respect for the law. Or maybe there are no laws. It's freaking anarchy on these streets. They will kill you and run you over. Other than the crazy traffic, I would say it's the same. Look at the Louvre, it's huge. These are just the front wings, the front arms of the Louvre. The pyramid thing is back here, and then back around that corner you can't really see is even more Louvre that goes even farther down. That's the grammar for you. Look at all these people, very fashionable people. We got Steven Spielberg here behind me walking around. This is a wild part of the city, both because there's crazy government stuff. There's the world famous Louvre right here, which is maybe the world's most famous and greatest art museum of all time. It's got the Mona Lisa in there. Like I said before, it's got what's her face, Winged Victory, Nike. It has Venus de Milo, that chick with no arms. And then of course we have these magazine things over here, which reminds me, I wanted to show you something across this way, but yeah, look at this stuff. Look at this. Look at that little car right there. Look at, it's a smart car. We have those in America now. The first time I came to Europe, I just went to the city of London. 10 years ago, actually to the day that I arrived in France, I went to London for the first time. So when I came back to France, it was actually 10 years to the day from the first time I ever set foot on any European territory. Oh, here's that Council of State right here. There's the Louvre over here. Look at all the streets. Anyway, when I came to, well, I don't remember the point of that. When I came to London for the first time, it's the first time I ever saw smart cars. I'm remembering the point now. And little cars like that. I had never seen anything like that before in my entire life. Ooh, I'm dodging all these people. Yesterday when I went grocery shopping with my friends, the Germans, we pulled their little tiny German car into the parking lot, and I was thinking, there is no way my Mustang would even fit anywhere near here. This is what I wanted to show you, to compare a little more Epcot France to real France and real French people who are there's every kind of nationality and color and creed and stripe here. So there really is no stereotypical Frenchman walking around. I haven't seen anyone with berets, although I have seen some berets for sale. 3 for €10. Look at this. Look at this building here. and the cafe there, and all these little dinky streets over here with these dinky little cars, and the pigeons and the scooters and the wonderful things, looking very European, looking very exciting. I'm very excited to be here. This guy's got an umbrella. It was pouring rain in Disneyland Paris this morning, and the reason that I left to come to the Louvre is because it was supposed to rain all day long, and so I was going to dodge the rain by being in the Louvre today. And then of course the second I start going down the train, I start going 1 or 2 stops on the train, I look out the window and all of a sudden it's bright blue sky and the rain has stopped. And the entire time I've been in Paris, both like the 30 minutes it took me from that point onwards on the train, and then the 30 minutes I've been wandering around the streets here, the Rue de Rivoli and whatever, it has not been raining. So I'm kind of wondering if I made a mistake on which day I'm choosing, but whatever. You know, the grass is always greener on the other side. So enjoy the lawn you're on, right? That's my new expression. Somebody Googled it and said that I'm the first one to say that, so I can't believe it, but enjoy the lawn you're on. It's a good one. We need to make a t-shirt that says that. Anyway, I'm going off into the Louvre to absorb some culture and some dignity, and hopefully reduce my ignorance, at least by a slight amount of it, by looking at fantastic #art. You know, I think Paris is really the place, because Paris is a place of culture and dignity and culture and dignity. Maybe it means something different in French. Moving on. Anyway, I'm going into the Louvre now. I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse at Paris. I wasn't even going to vlog today because I already did this morning at Disneyland Paris. Things are taking so long with the internet connection at the hotel to get uploaded that I have no idea the days you see this versus the day it's going to be uploaded. Who knows? But if you go to Live Fast Die Poor on Instagram, I'll be posting all kinds of pictures, I hope, from the Louvre. And I'm going to do a little random land filming. I hope if it all works out, it is what it is. What is most important to me these days is to sometimes vlog, as all of you guys really mean a lot to me. You guys make a huge difference in my life, and I really enjoy doing this stuff for you. So anyway, here you go. Here's a little slice of the center of Paris right here by the Louvre. It's not the most picturesque one ever. It has some pretty strange monkey posters, and of course we got this lady over here. I don't know what she's up to, or why, or whoa, her walking on top of cars like she owns the place. And of course we have all these people walking around for Fashion Week, and then the rest of the Parisians who are just walking around being fashionable. Even homeless people look more fashionable than me, so I don't know. Maybe I just need to get it together, huh? Maybe I need to go shopping in France. I don't know with what money, but maybe I need to go. Okay, I'm just rambling now. I love you all. livefastdiepoor.spreadshirt.com. Take a leap of faith from the lion's head and enjoy your day. Enjoy the line you're on. Go home and sleep well. Mark Twain slept here. Mark Twain slept here. Mark Twain slept here. Fun pick. What a fun one.